9 people are dead and 12 in critical condition following a shocking random killing spree in a luxury apartment in Yamu. Around 4 p.m. Friday, the culprit, posing as a kindly neighbor, distributed poisoned rice cakes to residents. Police have mobilized their entire force to track down whoever is responsible for this heinous crime.
All stories start with money. It's a cliche. But in the year 2025, when the death toll of Koreans too poor to afford AC and heat waves has reached triple digits, what can you do without money? You can't find housing, eat, hook up, or socialize. If you want to hook up, you'll first need to grab coffee on a date or at least pay for a hotel room. If you want to socialize, you need designer shoes, a designer smartphone case, a designer wallet. That's not all. Even revenge costs money. All stories start with money, but this one ends with a possessed teddy bear and a revenge quest. Welcome to Teddy Bears Never Die. I'm Zan. Konnichiwa, aloha, bonjour, and what's up? And welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Book Club. And this is installment number 29 and our 29th book in our Project 45 by 45, where I read 45 books before I hit 45. So I'm really excited for this one. But let's actually get to it because this one is a little weird and a little odd. And the book that we're talking about in question is going to be Teddy Bears Never Die. And this is a book by Cho Yeeun and translated by Sung Ryu. And this is one of the weirdest, strangest, and most bizarre stories I've read that kind of captivated me and also frustrated me. Now, what do I mean? Well, pretty much, this is the story of two people. You have Hwa and Doha. They're two people who are living in the Seaview Park luxury apartment building when about 2 to 3 years ago, there was a mass poisoning. Several people were killed, and this led to both of them being displaced. Doha ended up living with his uncle, who is in the building. He was a former mayor. His entire family died. His son died, who is Doha's cousin, who Doha had a little bit of an inferiority complex with. And pretty much he's now living with the mayor, who's pretty much ignoring him. Meanwhile, you have Huang Young, who her dad left years ago. Her mom, who was her entire world, dies because of the poisoning, and now she's displaced. She doesn't have any family, doesn't have anywhere to go, and she's ending up living with a runaway fam in a apartment building that is owned by a young gangster whose name is Woo Yo-jin. And she's pretty much trying to make her life work. She's running scams to get money because, well, she's trying to earn enough money to buy something that's kind of important that'll help her out later. I'm not going to spoil that, but it's actually really cool when you find out what it is. But long story short, she loses most of her legitimate jobs because she was lying. And Woo Yo-jin's like, listen, I'm going to increase your rent unless you do this job for me. What's this job? Well, you're going to fish a mark and all will be well. Turns out that's not the case. He's doing something really nefarious and very fucked up. It's like I didn't expect. I thought it was going to go one way, one different way. Long story short, she runs off and she is saved by a teddy bear. Well, it's actually a happy teddy bear, which was a brand of bear that she has a little bit of a connection with. And this bear is possessed and alive. And this bear saves her life, and now they're trying to figure out what's going on. The bear says he has no memory of who he is, and he's just there to help her. Well, in reality, it's actually Doha. Doha was kicked out of his body and is now possessing this bear, and he knows Hua Young. They have a little bit of a sordid past. He doesn't want to say who he is because he kind of likes her, but stuff. And now he has to figure out who's taken his body. He is with her, and she's trying to now survive, take as much money as she can, get revenge on everybody, and, well, figure out what's going on. This is a story of crime, of supernatural elements, of possession, of a manipulative scheme which was really messed up and came out of nowhere, and it's a different story. Now, this came out May 26, 2026. This is an arc that I'm reviewing. I got an advanced reader copy. And what did I think about this book? Well, it's different. The story is one which is, it's set up in a way where I'm intrigued immediately because it sets up with the announcement about the poisoning and then what happened. However, it's a really shitty situation. And it's not oh, this is great. They're all doing well. No, it's like Hua Young is essentially not, lying to everybody to get money in a way which is really messed up. And Doha is emotionally being abused in a way which is kind of messed up. And you're rooting for them, but you like, there's no answer to this. And at the end of the story, when everything is finished, it feels very open ended and not, it doesn't feel complete. It feels kind of like a da 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 da, we're done, and didn't know how to resolve this. Maybe this was a translation issue because, again, I said this was translated by Sung Ryu, and maybe the translation wasn't the best. This has happened before. We talked about this when we were talking about Memory Police. Kind of, there's something off about it, and this is the same thing. Another element, and this is just a me issue, not a everyone else issue. I had trouble with the names, but that's, again, I always had problems with Korean names. Japanese names, Chinese names, to be able to get Korean names for some reason. They just, I don't know, something about it. However, it is a very intriguing story. It's completely crazy, and there's some elements that you're like, what the hell? And you love it. And it's actually, it draws you in because you want to see what happens. You want to know who's behind the poisoning. You want to know what the hell's going to happen now. Why is that teddy bear with an axe? And will Doha reveal the truth to Hua Young? Well, you have to wait to find out. And honestly, I was going back and forth on this because, on the one hand, it's enjoyable, it's fun, but I wasn't gravitated toward it. I won't read it again. And if this wasn't an arc, I wouldn't have picked this up. I would have read them and been like, this is garbage, and returned it immediately. It's okay. It's not great. The pros are okay. The world, like, the city is not a real city. It's a fake city. Yomu doesn't exist. The city of Yomu is a fake city. They could have used any other city. They could have used Busan. They could have used Yongjin, but they said, "Oh, we'll make up a fake city," which felt not disingenuous, but it's like they could have done something else. And then the supernatural element, they sprinkle it in, but they don't do much with it. This is like how the Hollow Man was like, "Oh, maybe he's seeing ghosts." No, he's not seeing ghosts. Kind of that. I know I just spoiled something from a couple episodes ago, but yeah, sorry, didn't mean to spoil that. But it's, they didn't go far enough in some elements. They went too far in other areas. The characters, the villains are truly villainous. You completely understand them and you do hate them. But let's be positive. It's a fun, weird book about a possessed teddy bear and a girl who's trying to do something with 12 million won. So it's kind of cool. Well, it's more than that. And honestly, I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun. I'm not going to remember it later. And for that reason, I have to give this our middle of the ground rating of a gift from your crazy Aunt Muriel. It's okay, but in the end, forgettable. It's wild, confusing, and utterly enjoyable plot. I mean, it's a teddy bear and a girl fighting gangsters and ghosts, but is that enough? Honestly, I don't think it was. I think they could have gone further. They could have pushed it further, but they didn't, and that was a shame. Huh? Yeah, I know. I could have been like, yes, this is amazing. I want to say more, but I'm not going to spoil this book for you. If you like horror, give it a chance. If you like mysteries, I think you'll enjoy it. But if you are looking for something different and you want a cohesive story, this isn't for you. This is for if you like horror and you like the elements of mystery. Not if you're into thrillers, not if you're into Japanese horror or American horror. This is if you want something a little different. It's not for everybody. But I don't know. Maybe you feel out differently. If you did, email me at zanspiraken.com, tweet me, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below on if you like Teddy Bears Never Die or if you thought it was garbage. I've talked to someone else about this who read it, and they're like, yeah, I thought it was cool, but the ending kind of just fizzles out. And then it's very abrupt. It's just like the da 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 done. But let me know your thoughts. So, with this, we are officially at number 29, and next is our 30th book. 30 books. We are 15 away from officially hitting 45 after I read number 30, and we're going to do something a little bit good for my Z book. I decided to pick a book which everyone has said is amazing, and I've heard a lot about, but I've never read. I didn't read it as a kid. It's a YA book, but I want to read this. I'm going to read The Book Thief by Markus Zukas. Now, I've read a couple of his other books. I read I'm the Messenger, and I love that book, so this should be good. But Markus Zusak, or Zusak, however you want to pronounce it. I'll figure out how to pronounce it by next episode. But I hope you enjoyed this. As usual, I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading books. I will see you